Hi, I'm Dani Gasparini, and welcome to this segment of Penn Voice. I am joined today by Captain Greg Rothaus, who is with the San Mateo County Sheriff's Office, the San Carlos Bureau. So that's an awfully long title.
It is.
And so tell us a little bit about the relationship between the city of San Carlos and the Sheriff's Office.
Okay, well, in 2010, the city of San Carlos was going through some serious financial difficulties and really had to completely look at the way they do business and how they structure their business. And they looked at the concept of contracting services and whatnot. And a decision was made by the council at that time to contract with the Sheriff's Office. With that contract, the city saved millions of dollars a year. All the employees of the police department then transferred over to the Sheriff's Office, right. And many of us, myself included, stayed in place right there at San Carlos. So we still have the presence there, we still have the substation there, and we definitely still have a well-staffed Bureau of Police Officers, Deputy Sheriffs to serve the city.
Administratively, you're simply under the Sheriff's, San Mateo County Sheriff's Organization.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. And what I love about the relationship is everyone sort of gets to know their neighborhood policing officer. That didn't change.
No, that didn't change at all. We still have the same amount, actually more. We have more service. We have more deputies than we did before. We were able to add 2 traffic deputies. We didn't have traffic prior to that. We got back into the schools with our school resource officer program, and really all of the assets of the Sheriff's Office are now available to the city of San Carlos. And the Sheriff's Office is the largest law enforcement provider in the county. So we have a very deep bench and lots of resources in San Carlos. So
and that's actually what we're going to talk about, because up and down the peninsula, the property loss, crime within property, including autos, has been increasing. And so you're here to tell us about what you are doing about it, specifically in San Carlos, but up and down the county. Yeah,
it has been increasing. We've seen that. We don't have all the 2015 figures in, but as of November, we're already seeing double-digit increases in burglary and larceny. And I could expect by the year end, when we get the year end total, somewhere around 15% increase in these crimes. We're dealing with it in San Carlos, and we've had a community meeting, a town hall meeting recently to discuss that with the community. The community was very concerned, but this is something that is really regional in nature, and we're seeing it all up and down the peninsula. And those who have watched the news have seen stories in other communities, in South San Francisco, Hillsborough, San Mateo, Los Gatos. These burglaries are really a problem, and they're scaring communities. And so we're starting to see an uptick in those. We're also seeing an uptick in larcenies and thefts from vehicles especially. And so these are some property crime increases that we are beginning to see and beginning to make us concerned.
And so what have you been studying? What's some of the data that's coming out? What can we do proactively to prevent these kinds of property loss and thefts and be more proactive about it?
Well, we keep a close eye on the data. We keep a close eye on the information so we know whether our crime rates are rising and falling. And then there's a lot that we do when we see these things occurring. We just don't sit there and take the numbers in and then report them.
Right.
We have professional crime analysts who help us to analyze that information and help us devise strategies to fight crime. We're very big on community notification and engagement, so we use SMC Alert, which is a great tool that we use, and I encourage your viewers to sign up for that. Facebook, Twitter, and all those sorts of things. We have specialized units and airplanes and everything that we devote to these problems, and we're making arrests, and that's the good news. We've made arrests, and I think there's more coming, but there's a lot this community can do, other communities can do to protect themselves from both home burglaries and vehicle burglaries. And I'll start with the vehicle burglaries first.
Okay.
And the reason is because it's the simplest.
Right.
It's the simplest thing to take care of. In the past, you would say, well, make sure if you have any valuables in your car, you don't leave any valuables in your car. Now the best strategy, unfortunately, is don't leave anything in your car. A lot of people will maybe take a laptop and they'll think they're going to put it in their backpack and nobody will see what it is, and so nobody will break in their car.
Right, but the backpack is in view.
But they see the backpack, so they'll go get it. A coat. Maybe you just leave your coat in the car. Suspects will wonder if there's what's underneath the coat. So they may break into your car to go look underneath the coat.
I have to say I've done that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that because it's a coat, they're going to think, oh, it's just a coat. So I've been...
Yeah, it can. It doesn't take long, so that's the issue. They can do it in seconds. And so we're really starting to see an uptick in that. So the best advice for anybody is this is very easy to solve. Don't leave anything in your car and lock your car. And I'm sorry that we're at a stage where we have to give that kind of advice. But if you do that, you're not going to become a victim of that. And a lot of this is in our control when we have our cars. Because the likelihood of a police officer driving by your car when somebody breaks into it and actually on view that and witness that and make the arrest and recover your property, unfortunately, is very low.
And what can we do at our homes to prevent some of the thefts that are happening within our residences?
Well, there's a lot that you can do with respect to your own personal homes, and I'll start with the bigger picture first, and that's be part of a neighborhood and be part of a community.
Good point. Communication, social media.
Yeah, exactly. Keep an eye on each other. Make sure you know who your neighbor is. Know which cars are theirs. Know kind of when they're coming and going, so we understand when something's out of sorts with our neighbors.
Right.
So that part, that community part is a really big deal, and that's how we catch a lot of burglars, because people will call. They're going, I know the Davises are on vacation, so I don't know why that car is in the Davises driveway.
Right.
And so those are the kinds of things that stop burglaries and get burglars arrested. The other thing is to think of your house in two ways. You have an inner perimeter and an outer perimeter for your house, and you start with the outer perimeter. We are seeing a lot of these burglaries occurring by people going through the back of the house and entering the back of the house. So you need to deny access to the back of your residence, and you do that by locking your gate, making sure you have high fences and gates that will lock. I know it's a little bit of a pain, because if it's locked, then every time you got to take the garbage out, right, you got to go and lock the gate.
Right.
But you don't want anybody back there.
Right.
And it is worth it because of the amount of property loss. And it isn't just the property and burglaries. People become afraid after that.
Right.
And they don't feel secure in their own communities. So deny access to that.
And I think anytime you can deter or slow someone down that wants to do harm,
Right.
there's always that saying that there's another easier spot down the street. So, if we make it tough for people to get onto our properties, then it's going to deter people from coming on.
And that's exactly what they do, Dani. They can't get through that house, so they'll go to the next one. And
so let's make it tough for all of them.
Make it tough for all of them. Let's not let them let's not let these people gain access to the back of our house. They could enter from the front of the house, but if you have your front door unobscured, and so that people can be seen easily from the street, then they're not going to want to bash in the front door because it can be easily seen. It's been done, and they'll do it, but it's very risky. With respect to the outer perimeter as well, that's where the lighting comes in, the motion lighting. Okay, the bushes that can clear, that make sure people can't hide behind those bushes. The alarm systems and even video systems. There was a time, as I'm sure you're aware, those things were kind of prohibitively expensive to a lot of us, but that's changed. These things are very, very affordable now. And so take a look at that. Hire and have somebody come by, and a lot of times they'll do this. Some will do it for free as long as you buy their systems, right?
Right.
Have them consult and have them take a look at your property and look at possibly cameras and videos and that sort of thing. Obviously, this one sounds kind of a no-brainer, but people don't do it sometimes, is lock your doors and lock your windows.
Right.
I looked at San Carlos burglaries one year, and I saw that about 50% of them were unlocked homes.
Right.
And if it's unlocked, it's very easy.
Right.
So sometimes they might be checking to see if your home is locked. If it is, they'll go to find one that's not locked.
So you've given us a lot of simple solutions and things that we can deploy immediately,
Correct.
right? You also are fighting crime with something that you call intelligence-led policing.
Right.
Very high technology, very sophisticated technology helping you to now solve crime. Tell us a little bit about that, and we've only just got about a minute left.
Okay, we have, technology is booming everywhere, and we're the benefit of it because now we can take a look at crime patterns and crime trends, and with the use of new softwares and technology and professional crime analysts that we have in San Mateo County, we're able to drill down and analyze crime much, much better in terms of where it's occurring, when it's occurring, who may be responsible, how to deploy our forces as a result of those patterns. It becomes much more easy with the technology and the professionals that we have. And we can notice, obviously, crime increases much, much quicker. So we're able to see it immediately rather than maybe 2 months later when it already happened. We can recognize it early, we can analyze it, know what to do, and deploy much quicker. And that's going well in this county, intelligence-led policing. So.
We are out of time, but takeaways are deny access, lock, keep things out of your car.
Absolutely.
Talk to your neighbor, know who your neighbor is, communicate, use social media as part of your deployment of information and communication. Get on the San Mateo County website and look what's happening in your community. So thank you so much for sharing all of those great tips and what's happening in San Carlos.
Thank you for having me, Dani.
And we'll see all of you next time on Penn Voice.